Have you ever wondered if a simple fruit that we see at the market every day could carry within it a great secret about human health? There are things that seem very ordinary yet hold two sides of the same coin. One side brings healing, the other side can bring unexpected risks. Papaya is one of those things. Papaya has been present in our lives for a long time. It appears on our tables, in sweet smoothies, in refreshing salads. With its bright orange color and soft sweetness, many people see it as a symbol of health, a gift from nature. Yet few know that the same sweetness can sometimes turn into a challenge for the body, especially for those who have already walked through half of life. In the world of food, there are fruits that are called superfoods, and papaya is often placed among them. It contains papain, an enzyme that acts like tiny biological scissors, cutting proteins into smaller pieces so the body can absorb them more easily. It contains abundant vitamin C, more than an orange, ready to strengthen the immune system. It contains antioxidants that slow the footsteps of time on skin and eyes. But when we eat it the wrong way, when we do not understand its other side, those benefits can turn into trouble, slowing the heartbeat, disturbing digestion, even creating dangerous situations we would never expect. This story is not here to plant fear. It is an invitation to listen more carefully, to open ourselves to the truth that health never depends on one single food. Health lives in the way we choose, in the awareness that guides every bite, every habit. And to lead this conversation, I want to mention a man who has spent his life studying the link between what we eat and how we live. That is Professor Walter Willett, a leading scientist at Harvard, who has written hundreds of studies on nutrition and disease. His presence is proof that true science is not only inside laboratories, but also alive in the meals we share each day. If you are someone in the later years of life, you may feel that the body no longer responds as quickly as before. A heavy meal can weigh you down for hours. One night without sleep can leave you tired the next day. And a fruit like papaya, if eaten correctly, can become a natural medicine. But if eaten the wrong way, it can unsettle the body. This is the paradox that often goes unnoticed because we assume fruit is always good. In this journey, I want you to both listen and feel, to recall the times you have eaten papaya in your own life. Perhaps the first time was a sweet slice on a summer afternoon, or a golden piece cut by your grandmother when you were still a child. These memories seem simple, yet behind them lies a bigger question. Do we really understand this fruit? Have we unlocked all the strength nature has hidden in it? Or are we ignoring it, even harming ourselves without knowing? Today's video is not only a list of benefits and dangers, it is a journey to reflect, to learn how to choose wisely, to care for the body with understanding. I invite you to open this door with me, to hear the secrets waiting inside this familiar fruit. And perhaps, from something so small, you may discover a new way to live, a new trust that each day can be healthier, lighter, and more peaceful. Aging is not a sudden event. It does not arrive overnight. It is the slow rhythm of time that leaves gentle marks on the body and on the soul. At first we may not notice. A little stiffness in the morning, a small pause to catch our breath when climbing the stairs, a memory that takes a little longer to return. These details seem harmless, but they are the whispers of the body reminding us that nothing stays unchanged. As the years pass, digestion becomes slower. Muscles do not respond with the same strength. Bones lose their firmness. The immune system is not as sharp as it once was. For many older people, a simple meal can become a burden. What was once easy to enjoy now feels heavy. A food that once gave energy can now disturb sleep or cause discomfort. This is the silent reality of aging. Yet, in this reality, there is also beauty. Aging is not only about loss, it is about wisdom. It is about the quiet knowledge of the body that has traveled far. Every wrinkle tells a story. Every gray hair holds a memory. There is dignity in the passage of time, but to protect that dignity, we must learn to listen. The body speaks in small ways. It asks for kindness. It asks for foods that heal rather than harm. Papaya enters the picture here as both friend and test. It carries powerful nutrients that can help the body in this stage of life. Its enzymes can support digestion when the stomach works more slowly. Its vitamins can strengthen the defenses of the body when immunity becomes fragile. Its fibers can keep the bowels moving when nature seems to resist. For older people, these gifts are not minor. They can mean more comfort in daily living, more energy to spend with loved ones, more freedom to move without pain. But here is the challenge. The same fruit that holds these gifts can also create harm when the body is vulnerable. An overripe papaya can irritate the stomach. A slice eaten at the wrong time can bring bloating instead of relief. For someone with a sensitivity, the very enzyme that usually heals can trigger a dangerous reaction. This is why aging asks us to be not only grateful but careful, to choose not blindly but with awareness. Professor Walter Willett once reminded the world through his work that the choices we make in daily eating accumulate like drops of water shaping stone. No single food saves us, no single food destroys us, but the way we approach food, the way we respect its power, that is what builds the path of health across decades. His research has shown that diet is not a quick fix, but a lifelong companion, guiding us quietly toward health or toward disease, depending on how we choose. For older adults, this truth becomes even more urgent. The margin for error is smaller. The resilience of youth is gone. Every meal matters more. And yet this is not a reason for fear. It is a reason for awakening. Imagine that each time you pick up a piece of fruit, you are writing one more sentence in the story of your health. Imagine that papaya is not just something sweet to fill the stomach, but a pen in your hand. You can write comfort, or you can write pain. You can write strength, or you can write weakness. The choice is yours. Aging reminds us that health is fragile, but fragility is not weakness. Fragility is a call to care. A porcelain vase may be delicate, but it holds water with grace when treated with respect. In the same way, the aging body can carry life with strength when it is honored. The foods we choose, the way we eat, the patience with which we listen to the body, these are acts of honor. So as we continue this journey into the secrets of papaya, hold this image close. You are not powerless before age. You are an artist shaping each day with your choices. You cannot stop time, but you can guide how time touches you. Papaya can be one of your tools. Use it wisely, and it will serve you with kindness. Every fruit has a story, and papaya is no exception. To the casual eye, it is only a bright orange gift from the tropics, sweet and soft, perfect for a light meal. But behind the sweetness lies a hidden complexity. Papaya is not just food, it is a messenger carrying both promise and warning, both healing and hazard. It is truly two sides of the same coin. Let us first listen to the promise. Papaya has long been celebrated for its power to heal digestion. The enzyme papain works quietly inside the stomach like a team of invisible helpers. It cuts through the chains of protein, breaking heavy meals into fragments the body can absorb with ease. For someone whose digestion has slowed with age, this is not a small gift. It is relief, it is comfort, it is a chance to enjoy food without fear of pain. Alongside papain comes fiber, both soluble and insoluble. One softens the stool, the other adds bulk, together creating a rhythm of movement in the gut that brings freedom from constipation and heaviness. For those who have spent nights in discomfort, papaya feels almost miraculous. But its promise does not end there. The fruit glows with vitamin C, so abundant that a single serving can surpass what the body needs in a day. This vitamin fuels the immune system, summoning white blood cells to guard against invaders. It reduces inflammation and keeps the inner defenses alert. For older adults, this support is invaluable. It is a shield against the colds and infections that come too easily with age. Papaya also shines with vitamin A and beta-carotene, gifts for the skin and the eyes. They protect vision from the slow fading of time. They support the skin to remain firm and bright. They soften the marks that years try to carve. If this were the whole story, papaya would be nothing short of a miracle. But every coin has another side. And here is where the warning begins. Papaya that ripens beyond its time begins to ferment. The flesh grows soft, the aroma sharp, the sugar's too concentrated. It may look harmless, but inside it has shifted. When consumed, it can irritate the stomach, spike blood sugar, even cause mild poisoning in sensitive individuals. What once healed can now harm. The line between benefit and risk is thin, and it demands attention. Another hidden danger lies in timing. Many believe that eating papaya right after a heavy meal will help digestion. Yet the truth is different. When the stomach is already crowded and struggling with rich foods, adding papaya only creates more fermentation, more gas, more discomfort. Instead of relief, it brings bloating. The enzymes cannot work when the environment is overloaded. The gift turns into trouble simply because of impatience. There is also the question of green papaya. In some cultures, it is used in salads and stews, its crispness appreciated, but beneath its skin lies a milky latex, concentrated and strong. If not handled properly, it irritates the digestive tract. For those with latex sensitivity, it can be dangerous, leading to cramps, nausea, or worse. The fruit that looks innocent on the outside hides a secret that only respect and proper preparation can disarm. And then there is the rare but serious allergy to papain itself. For most, papain is a friend, easing digestion, but for some, it is a threat. The reaction can begin with itching or swelling, but in severe cases, it can close the throat and endanger life. This is not common, but it is real. And it reminds us that even the most natural of foods is not universal. Each body has its own language, its own limits. Professor Walter Willett has often spoken through his work that foods must be understood in context, not as isolated miracles. He teaches that the power of food lies in patterns, in balance, in how each choice fits within the whole. Papaya illustrates this lesson perfectly. It can be a shining ally, but only when chosen with care, with timing, with awareness of the body that receives it. To see papaya as only good is to be naive. To see it as only dangerous is to be unfair. The truth is in the balance. The beauty of papaya lies in its dual nature. It invites us to be awake, to respect both sides, to embrace its gifts without falling into its traps. For older adults, this is a profound lesson because life itself is lived in balance. Joy is sweetest when tempered with caution. Freedom is richest when paired with responsibility. So as you hold a slice of papaya, imagine that you are holding both a remedy and a test. It asks you to choose wisely, to listen to your body, to respect the fine line between healing and harm. In that choice, you do more than eat a fruit. You practice awareness, you practice care, you practice the art of living with balance. And perhaps this is the deeper secret. Papaya is not only about digestion, vitamins, or antioxidants. It is a mirror. It reflects back the way we live, the way we choose, the way we honor our own fragility. It whispers that health is not guaranteed, that every bite is both opportunity and risk. And it reminds us that wisdom is not in avoiding food, but in meeting it with respect. Science often feels distant, locked away in journals and laboratories, but its real meaning comes alive in daily life. Behind every chart and statistic, there is a human face, a meal shared, a choice made at the kitchen table. Nutrition research is not about numbers alone. It is about the silent link between what we eat and how we live. Professor Walter Willett has spent decades showing the world that the food on our plate is not trivial. His studies at Harvard followed thousands of people over years, watching patterns emerge. He found that diets rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and balanced choices bring lower risks of chronic disease. These are not abstract findings. They are lessons that touch the lives of millions. They tell us that health is not an accident. It is the result of choices made again and again. But science without story is dry, and life without awareness is fragile. Imagine an older man who believes that papaya alone will keep him strong. He eats it every day in large amounts, convinced it is his medicine. At first he feels fine, but one day his stomach turns. The fruit has ripened too far, the sugar's too high, and his body reacts with discomfort. He wonders why something so good could hurt him. In his search for health, he forgot the lesson of balance. What began as hope became harm simply because he ignored the signal. This is where science and story meet. The research tells us that no single food is a cure. The story reminds us that belief without wisdom can mislead. Together they point to a deeper truth. Food is powerful, but its power must be guided. It is not about excess, it is about awareness. Everyday life offers many small examples. A grandmother who saves papaya for breakfast, eating it slowly on an empty stomach, feels light and energized for the day. Another who eats it hurriedly after a heavy dinner feels bloated and restless through the night. The same fruit, two different results. The difference lies not in the papaya but in the timing and the respect shown to the body. This lesson extends beyond papaya. It touches every meal we eat. Science teaches us patterns, showing that consistent balance over years protects health. Life teaches us presence, showing that even one careless choice can disturb the body. To live wisely, we must join the two. We must respect the evidence and we must respect our own experience. For older adults, this is especially vital. The body no longer tolerates extremes the way it once did. A single misstep can take longer to recover from. But this does not mean surrender. It means vigilance. It means embracing the gentle power of daily habits. Science gives us the map. Life gives us the journey. Together they guide us toward well-being. Papaya in this sense is a teacher. It illustrates how science and everyday experience align. It shows us the rewards of caution and the cost of neglect. It reminds us that health is not built by chance but by choice. And in every slice of papaya, we are invited to practice that choice with intention. So the next time you see papaya on the table, remember both the research and the story. Remember that it is not just a fruit, it is a lesson. A lesson that whispers through both science and life that balance is the true medicine, that awareness is the true defense, and that wisdom is the path to lasting health. Life is a series of choices, most of them small and silent, yet together they build the story of our health. What we eat, when we rest, how we move, all of these are decisions repeated day after day. No single decision defines us, but the pattern they create does. And the pattern can be either a ladder that lifts us or a weight that drags us down. Papaya is only one example, but it holds a lesson that reaches far beyond itself. Eating it at the right time brings relief, energy, and comfort. Eating it carelessly brings discomfort or even harm. The fruit is the same, but the outcome depends on the awareness of the person who chooses. This is the quiet power of awareness, the invisible force that turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. Imagine that every meal is a map and you hold the compass. The map offers many roads. Some lead to strength, some to weakness. The compass is your awareness. Without it, you wander and stumble. With it, you move with purpose, knowing where each step leads. Awareness is not dramatic, it is not loud. It is simply the gentle habit of paying attention, of asking before each bite, will this serve me or will this harm me? This is where the spirit of daily 1% impact comes alive. You do not need to change everything at once. You do not need to seek perfection. You only need to shift slightly each day, one choice at a time. A better breakfast today, a lighter dinner tomorrow, a moment of gratitude before eating, a pause to listen to the body. 1% better each day may seem small, but over years it transforms the entire journey. For older adults, this is not a theory, it is reality. The body does not forgive extremes as it once did, but it rewards consistency. It responds with surprising resilience when treated with respect. Small acts of awareness bring large returns. Choosing to eat papaya in the morning instead of after a heavy meal. Choosing to savor a modest slice instead of indulging in excess. Choosing to notice how the body reacts instead of ignoring the signals. These are not dramatic acts, but they carry power. Professor Walter Willett and many other scientists remind us that the foundation of health is not built in hospitals, but in kitchens. It is built by ordinary people making ordinary choices with extraordinary awareness. When you look at food not as entertainment but as partnership, everything changes. You begin to see papaya not only as sweetness but as a companion. You begin to see your body not as a burden but as a guide. This journey of choice is not always easy. There are days of temptation, days of forgetfulness. But awareness is forgiving. It does not demand perfection. It invites return. Each new meal is a chance to begin again. Each morning is a fresh opportunity to choose differently. Health is not lost in one mistake, and it is not won in one success. It is the rhythm of awareness, the steady practice of listening and adjusting. So as you reflect on papaya and its lessons, let it remind you of something greater. You are not powerless before aging. You are not trapped by the past. You hold the compass in your hand. Every bite, every sip, every choice is a brushstroke painting the canvas of your health. Paint with awareness, and you will create a picture of strength, of peace, of dignity. Papaya is more than a fruit. It is a reminder that everything in life carries two sides. What heals can also harm. What nourishes can also weaken. What comforts can also disturb. To see only one side is to miss the truth. The real wisdom lies in embracing both, in walking the narrow line with care and respect. For older adults, this lesson is even more precious. The body has lived many years. It has served faithfully, and now it asks for gentleness. It no longer tolerates recklessness. It demands awareness. But this is not a burden. It is an invitation to slow down, to listen, to choose with love. Eating papaya is not only about digestion or vitamins. It is about honoring the body that has carried you through decades. It is about saying, I am still here and I deserve care. Imagine sitting at the table in the morning, a slice of papaya before you. The color is bright, the scent is fresh, the taste is sweet. In that moment, you are not only eating, you are practicing awareness. You are choosing balance. You are affirming that health is not something distant, but something present, alive in your hand. That slice is a small act of devotion to yourself, a quiet promise that you will walk with care. Professor Walter Willett devoted his life to showing that health is built not by single events, but by patterns. One choice alone does not define you, but the pattern of your choices does. Papaya reflects this truth perfectly. Eat it with wisdom, and over time it strengthens you. Eat it with neglect, and over time it may harm you. The difference lies not in the fruit, but in the way you meet it. This is the essence of Daily 1% Impact. Every day we are invited to shift slightly, to choose a little better, to listen a little more. A 1% change may seem invisible in the moment, but over years it reshapes the entire story. Health is not found in sudden transformation. It is found in the steady rhythm of awareness. Papaya is a tool, but the deeper lesson is choice, and choice belongs to you. So let this be your reminder. You do not need to fear papaya, and you do not need to worship it. You only need to respect it. Respect its gifts, respect its risks, respect the signals of your own body. When you do this, papaya becomes a friend, not a miracle, not a danger, but a quiet companion on the path of aging with grace. To those listening today, take this message into your own life. Whether you are 70 or 40 or 20, every meal is an opportunity. Every slice of fruit is a decision. Choose with awareness, choose with love, choose with patience, and know that each small act builds a larger story. The story of your health, the story of your peace, the story of your dignity. Daily 1% Impact exists to remind you of this truth, that greatness is not in leaps but in steps, not in noise but in quiet, not in one moment but in many. Each day holds a chance for 1% better. Each choice holds a chance for strength. Each lesson, even from a humble papaya, holds a chance for awakening. So as we close, hold this image close. A bright orange fruit, simple yet mysterious, carrying both gift and risk. A body fragile yet strong, asking for care. A life still unfolding, waiting for your choices to shape it. In this moment, you are the author. In this moment, you are the artist. And in this moment, you hold the power to create health with one small act of awareness. This is your invitation to live with balance, to eat with respect, to age with dignity, and to walk the path of daily 1% impact with steady, faithful steps, one day at a time.